everyone, this is the NaturalAmanita channel. Welcome if you've never been here before. So today I would like to show you how to look at a birth chart, how to know what the heck you're looking at. And I'm going to show you 3 different styles of birth charts that we can use when we calculate a birth chart, and these are all free. So right now I'm on astroseek.com because this is my favorite website to calculate a free horoscope on for various reasons. Of course, different ones you want to use for different things, but right now let's just keep it simple. Go on astro/seek.com. I'm not sponsored by anyone here, by the way. These are just things that I find helpful. So you can go to Birth Chart Online Calculator, and you want to enter in your birth information. So let's just put in the birth information for today because it's not, why not, unless I want to make up a birthday, but let's just do it right now. So it's 4:18 p.m. If you don't know your time of birth, you can just select unknown time. So where are we? Let's just make up that we're in New York or something. We're in New York City. I'm not in New York City, but you can select your house system. So, whole sign is the oldest one. There's various selections you can make here. Typically, Placidus is the default that the horoscope is going to be calculated on. So this is all kind of things that you'll need to research into as you get more into astrology. You can, don't mess with any of this if you're new and you don't know what you're doing. Just you can change to equal sign or whole sign, or it's but if this is your first time calculating your chart, just do something. Tropical or sidereal, typically if you're in the west, we go off the tropical zodiac. So let's just calculate it in tropical and click calculate chart, and then you get the birth chart right here. So as you can see, there is a wheel right here, and this is the center of the wheel. See right here where it says ASC, this is the ascendant. So when at the time of birth, this is the place where based on where you are in the world, when you took your first breath, if this is your birth chart, this is this exact sign and degree that was rising over the eastern horizon. When the sun rises, this is the sign that was there rising. This would be midheaven is right above you. It's the highest up. The DC right here, descendant, which is the same line axis as the ascendant, this is where the sun sets. So you've got that, the horizontal and the vertical plane, so directly from the midheaven, right beneath your feet, like midnight time. This is the IC, and each has, its own importance and its own significations. But starting here, the ascendant is, rising, most important because it decides all the other houses in the entire chart. So we see this chart has Gemini was rising in the sky, so that makes Cancer the 2nd house, Leo the 3rd house, Virgo the 4th house. Of course, the IC point is still in Leo, but the the cusp here is still in Leo. But for Gemini, Virgo is the 4th, Libra is the 5th, Scorpio is the 6th sign. So 7th sign, 8th sign, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th sign. And so then we've got, so these are the houses that I just went through. Since I selected whole sign, it's the same, where Cancer begins is also where the house begins. So it's 0 degrees Cancer, this is where the 2nd house begins for a whole sign chart. If you would have selected Placidus, for example, let me, show you what that would look like. Let me go back. If you were to do a Placidus chart. Then this is the first house, this is the second house where this line is, this is the third. As you can see, Cancer has 2 lines in it, so the second and the third house are in Cancer. Whereas a whole sign chart, you're only, you know, right here. This is where the first house begins, although the ascendant cusp is right here in the sign. So it has different ways of reading it. Like in this chart, you would say the moon, because this crescent symbol right here, this is the moon. These are all planets and points that are around here, that are in the signs and in the houses, as you can see. If anything's confusing, just let me know and I'll explain in another video. So going back to here, we have the moon, as you can see it, it's in, we would say this is the 12th house in the Placidus. But if we were using a whole sign, we would say that the moon is in the first house still. So it depends on the house system you're using. If you'll say something is in a certain house, and that's not something I'm getting into in this video because this video will be really long if I start talking about that. So on the side here, we can see our planet positions. You can see the sun's at 15 degrees, 44 seconds of Sagittarius, because the symbol is Sagittarius, the archer. And you can look in the chart and you can see it right there, right on the descendant right now. Because the sun and moon are opposite, that means that this is a full moon. A new moon looks like no moon, because and that would be when they're together. So the moon is reflecting all of the sun's light, completely being opposite to it. These lines in the wheel, these are aspects, and these aspects in the Western and tropical, you know, this is called an opposition when it's 180 degrees, because this is a circle. It's 360 degrees. This is a circle, as we can see. And so you can see a 90-degree angle, a square angle. If there was a square all the way around, you would see it. Right here, you can see this would make a trine, like when you go to right here, this would make a triangle. But if you go this way in these angles from here, you would, this is an opposition because it's opposite, but this would be a square if it went this way. This is called a conjunction when 2 planets are together. This one, this little short one right here, this is called a sextile. Dotted lines that you see, or like any other lines, like really just use these main aspects. The red lines are more tension creating aspects, and the blue lines are more harmonious aspects. So we can see this symbol right here, this is Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. See, these are signs. Around here, these are signs. Don't get it mixed up. These are signs, zodiac signs. In here, 9. This is the 9th house. This planet, this is a planet. These are planets and points. Is in the sign of Aquarius in the 9th house. And it happens to be conjunct the MC, which is the highest, most visible point in the sky. So each planet rules houses, it rules signs. So depending on the ascendant here is what makes the planet rule which houses. So for example, this moon right here rules the sign of Cancer. So this is the second house for Gemini in the first house. So this is the second house ruler, the moon, ruler of Cancer, is in the first house, or the 12th house if you're using Placidus. You would have the second and third house ruler in the 12th house. And all of these houses mean different things too, but I'm just letting you know briefly what the heck you're looking at. So let me tell you what these are. So when we look on the side, you know, it tells you what the symbol is. Sun, you know, look for that. Okay, this is Mercury. Where's Mercury? It's in this symbol. Oh, okay, it's right here. I see it. So you can see there's a little key on the side here. on this Astro Seek, you can see your house cuss in degrees right there. As I was explaining with whole sign, they're all just going to be at 0. It's giving you some more indications like how much of which element you have. You can look at related charts. I wouldn't recommend going into this at all if you've never done this. Just start with this. You can mess with things right here. You can change your house. Oh, we could have changed our house system by clicking that. Good to know. So you can get a little interpretation here. The sun is in Gemini, and Gemini is about communication, and the first house, which is rising Gemini. I'm talking right now. I'm teaching you something right now. So very fitting. When you pull up a chart of the moment, it is very fitting. So yeah, you can get, okay, these are making aspects. You can see all your aspects. Is it making a 180 degree? Is it making a trine? So you can read more on Astro Seek. It'll tell you a little bit about each planet in each sign and each house. So that'll be really helpful when you're on here. Let's move on as well. If you're wanting to calculate a sidereal chart, you can go right here and redraw the chart, which is based off the fixed stars, which are not moving. Tropical is based off the seasons. I can explain that if anyone wants me to in another video. So this is a sidereal chart. As you can see, everything changed. I'm just letting you know that depending on what you select, things are going to look different. Things are going to change in this chart. So briefly, yeah, that is how you get a sense of what I'm looking at. Just figure out, okay, the moon is in Taurus, or you're probably using tropical, so the moon is in Gemini. Mars is in Gemini. Look, I can see right here, Jupiter is in Pisces. Right here. There's an R, that means the planet's retrograde. It appears to be going backwards right now. So yeah,